Hey everyone, welcome back to the True Blue podcast. I am your host, Zachary Succardi. Thanks for joining me for my fifth episode here. Happy to be doing it. It is Monday the 27th. This should come out tomorrow, the 28th. I just want to say shout out to my homie Chris. It's his birthday today. Chris is one of my best friends back home in Jersey. When I wrote my poetry book in 2010, I gave him all the poems, and I asked him to come up with just any kind of idea to put into stickers. So he read all my poems, and he just made a couple stickers, like a couple art designs for them, and it was awesome. For one, it was cool to just have my poetry out, and two, to involve a friend as a part of that whole process and be able to have his sort of artistic view of it by just sharing my poems and having him come up with these designs and stickers. So cool. And honestly, very flattering even that he'd be willing to do that. I think it's such a cool thing where you can share your art with a friend or whoever. I was able to I gave my poetry book out, and I had these stickers, and it was just another kind of cool thing to have along with it, something visual, and someone's interpretation of some of my poetry, which again is so cool. So when I do my poetry book this year, I may do something similar and have Chris get involved. But again, I just want to shout him out because he is one of my dear friends, and what's life without good friends? You know what I mean? So. Yeah, you can find me just to let y'all know. I'm on Instagram and Twitter at Podcast True Blue. I'm always posting on there. I post all my shit. I post records. I'm gonna just get into posting all kinds of different shit. May do some videos. May just pop in here and there and talk some shit. That's awesome. So today I went to the gym. So I slept on my side last night, which I honestly am not even practicing what I preach, because a couple episodes ago, my self-care tip of the week was to sleep on your back. I gave all these great fucking stats on how amazing it was, and I personally am a big fan of sleeping on my back. But I don't know, sometimes I get up in the middle of the night to piss. I come back and I just something about my side. I don't know. It's addicting. It's so hard. I don't know. It's sort of weird. It has this weird kind of comfort thing. But anyway, I woke up with my fucking deltoid sore. So I was going to go swim, but with the sore deltoid, I thought, better off. I should just actually go do my cardio and go in the sauna and stretch. So that's what I did. And what's cool about this is I was able to be flexible. I wasn't hard on myself. I wasn't like, what the fuck, I should have slept on my back. I didn't say, fuck it, I'm going to go swimming, I have to. I don't fucking have to. I'm not going to compete. I'm not, I don't have any, goal that I have to meet here other than harmony and fucking just trying to take care of my body, head to toe, inside out. Yeah, it was cool. I went and I did my cardio. I did 20 minutes on the fucking treadmill, and then I went into the sauna and I stretched. Just really kind of basic. And then it was a really good workout. I caught up with a friend who, had I went swimming, I would have not otherwise seen, and it was cool. He got his degree or his master's in psychotherapy. We were connecting with that. I was telling him about this podcast. So, really cool vibe today at the gym. So shout out to my friend Mark, who I saw today at the gym. I'm probably not going to add weights to my routine for another month or so. What I'm doing is I'm going to do cardio. I'm going to just start with fucking walking. I'm going to do 20 minutes, and then I'm going to go in the sauna and do my stretches. I probably spend 25, 30 minutes in the sauna. Sometimes I'll do 2 rounds, especially if I'm in my bathing suit. I can just jump in the pool, cool down, and get back in the sauna. And then I'll swim Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. But hey, if I can't do it, then I'll be flexible. That's part of what I'm trying to get across here is, to be flexible and to be cool with it. Because you fucking showed up. You know how fucking hard it is to show up at the damn gym? Oh, God. I mean, they should literally, for every motherfucker who badges in there, have a fucking, I don't know, some sort of, congratulations, you almost like a mini parade, just because it's so fucking hard to show the fuck up. I mean, goddamn, it really is. It just really is. So, just that you're able to go is so huge. And if I can share some of what I'm doing with my workouts and the pace that I'm taking it at and how I'm trying to be flexible, and just sort of, share my takeaways, positive or negative, then, I want to definitely speak on that on this podcast, because it's not just about my amazing taste in music or my amazing eye for poetry. It's also about health and fitness and about enjoying life and shit, and getting your ass to the gym or just doing something, fucking showing up somewhere, even if it's fucking taking in your fucking groceries or some shit, going up and down the stairs or some shit. I mean, really, it could be that simple. So yeah, I had a good workout, so I'm jazzed on that. I'm going to be icing my deltoid, everybody, so you're going to hear a little bit of ice during this. So I'll be all right. I may, tomorrow I may swim, but if not, I'm just going to rock and roll with the sauna and the treadmill, so, power to it. And over the weekend, I actually saw a documentary. I went to the Guild, to an independent theater here in Albuquerque. It was real cool. It's nice to, even though I could have gotten this probably online free or some shit, it's nice to go do stuff too. I mean, I guess maybe this is obvious to like some of you out there, but for me, sometimes I'm like, fuck it. I'll just chill with my dog, get high, listen to music, fuck it. But, I could still do that. Just, I can also do that and, leave the house. And so, yeah, it was cool. I went to see this documentary called Ayurveda Unveiled. And it was a documentary about this. It's like a, what do they call it? Like a life system or something like that. Not like a life system, but something like that. Like a life system. And pretty much it's just about taking care of your health, connecting the mind and body as one. And then ultimately using nothing more than your mind to sort of transform your body to heal and achieve balance. And it talked about everything from diet to how you sleep to your bowel movements, how you eat. It talked about exercise. It talked about laughter. It talked about sex. It talked about just taking care of yourself on that, I guess you'd say holistic level. I know that sounds hippie, and I hope no one gets turned off by that term. But it was so cool. It was something very eye-opening. And I kind of wanted that. I've been looking since the start of the year to kind of be inspired by just sort of different things. Or I should say, sort of, seek these things out. Going to a documentary, watching it was really cool. And I honestly wouldn't even be able to do it justice to explain it in all that it is, because honestly, like, I came home and started looking some things up and started getting more of an idea, because the documentary was very informative. It was really interesting, but just like really the like depth of it, and it goes into all these herbs and spices, and it again talks about diet, your digestive system, getting restful sleep, just sort of in tune with nature, in tune with your body. Really cool shit. It's definitely something that I'm gonna keep looking into, and then I'll definitely let you guys know a little bit more about it. But the documentary was called Ayurveda Unveiled, so check it out. Really cool shit. Oh, and I wanted to mention tomorrow I'm going to see And You Will Know Us by the Trail of Dead. They are an indie band. They're, I guess you'd say, like prog, indie, post this, post that, pepperoni pizza eaters. But a great band, a band I got into early 2000s, working at CD World in Paramus, New Jersey, RIP. And they had put out that album, Sources, Codes, and Tags. And a great album, just a great album all the way through. And then their album after that called Worlds Apart. Love that album. I think it came out in 2005. Fucking love that album. And then they actually put out an EP of like 5 songs, I think in 2003, called The Secret of Elena's Tomb, and it's so good. I'll talk about one of the songs later, but it's so fucking good. So they're coming to Albuquerque, and they're coming to this place called the Launchpad. And what's cool about that is it's a smaller venue. Whereas if I saw them back east, they would definitely be playing a bigger venue. Kind of one of the nice things about living in a city like this, that's a smaller city, but still a city, there's population and people and all this bullshit, that bands that normally would play bigger venues sort of only can, I don't know, only like, or I shouldn't say only, but they're able to be booked at smaller venues out here in good old Albuquerque, and your boy's able to see them. Like I saw Palms, which is Chino from Deftones and the guys from ISIS. I saw them with my friend Aaron, so shout out to my friend Aaron. And they played at the Launchpad, which is, again, a much smaller venue. Whereas if I saw them in New York, I mean, I could be wrong, but I'd anticipate them playing at a larger venue, or many small venues. But here in Albuquerque, they were one night. You hear that ice bag, huh? You like that? I'm taking care of your boy here. So yeah, I'm going to see them tomorrow. Great band. Just very excited that they're coming here. Anytime I get to meet any of the people in bands or whatever out here, usually the first thing I say is thank you for coming here. Thank you. For someone, honestly, I used to always go to shows, whether they're punk shows, hardcore shows, hip hop, jazz. I mean, I like all kinds of music. Living back east, there's all kinds of venues, and it's New York and New Jersey and Philly and all this shit, so definitely spoiled. So out here, it's not as plentiful. It still exists, and God bless it, but it's not as plentiful. So when it does come through, I'm especially motherfucking excited. So I will probably report on that in some capacity. If not the next podcast, then maybe during the week, somewhere, somehow, probably on my social media. So yeah, really, really excited about that. So today for session 5, I wanted to talk about the word no. Now, this is a word that it's one syllable. I mean, I read this somewhere. I really liked it. It said no is a complete sentence. You don't have to expand upon it. You don't have to apologize for it. Excuse me, water burp. Shout out to the water burp, your boy drinking water, staying hydrated. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the word no. I'm not going to front. Like, I felt guilty before saying no when I wanted to say no, and I probably said yes or a form of it. So I don't know. It was something I was thinking about, and I wanted to share on this podcast and look up some ways that I cannot feel guilty by saying no. Saying no is a very strong thing, and it is a part of self-care. It's actually, honestly, it's saying something positive by saying, no, I cannot do this. I can't commit to this for whatever reason, whether it be resentment, negativity, anything that, like, if you said yes to, that you would be harboring with that. Let alone anything that is just personal as far as your time or your sleep or any of the self-care things that you got to take care of or on your priority list. So I'm just going to go over a couple tips that I was able to find, and I put some of my own input in here. A couple tips on how to say no without feeling guilty. So I wanted to talk a little bit about like why we have trouble saying no. Ultimately, because we don't want to feel guilty. That's definitely what I'm getting into here. But also a couple other things I was able to find out and come up with. We associate no with rejection and denial. And who the fuck wants to be rejected? I used to have a hard time going up to stores that I wasn't sure were open or not, and I'd pull on the door, right? And if they were closed and like it didn't open, I'd feel like crushed. And I know that sounds crazy. I mean, this is a long time ago, but it was just one of those things that, like, with feeling those feelings of rejection, it could be that small. So, by saying no, we don't want to reject anyone or have those feelings. And then also, we don't want to be judged or criticized. I mean, some people feel if they say no that, maybe everyone else at their job said yes to this event on the weekend or some shit, and they're saying no. Or maybe everyone's, having food that so-and-so brought in. You have to say no because it's not part of your meal plan or part of what you want to be eating that day. It could be that simple, but, we don't want to be judged or criticized. Another thing is we don't want to disappoint. You don't want to disappoint people. You want to be there. You want to be Johnny on the spot. There's a great Ween song called Johnny on the Spot. You should check it out. I'll be your Johnny on the spot. I'll be your Johnny on the spot. Shout out to my friend Chris, who's a big Ween fan, who actually made me a Ween mix CD. Not a playlist, but he actually got me a mix CD. So that I'm very much looking forward to. So back to the no. And honestly, one of the last things about why we have trouble saying no is we don't want to miss out on an opportunity. You don't want to miss out on, you go out with your friends, meeting someone, having a fun night, having a great meal, seeing a band, I don't know, catching whatever, whatever it is that you feel you may not want to miss out on, and it's hard to say no to, but, maybe you're tired, maybe you have a commitment in the following morning or something that that going out is not going to be in your best interest. So, going to go over why you shouldn't feel guilty about saying no. So, when you're feeling guilty, it's really an emotion reserved for something that you did wrong. If you hurt someone, then it makes sense to feel guilty. And I mean, it's different than creating extra work for someone or turning someone down. Because you don't want to hurt their feelings, so to feel guilt with it, it's a bit misplaced. That's why I wanted to go over some of these tips, because when you're saying no to people, you're really saying that you love them and you care so much about them that you know that you're not going to be a benefit to being there or accepting something, whatever it may be. And that takes a lot of peace and a lot of balls sometimes to be able just to say it. So just going to go over a couple tips now to help you from feeling guilty when you say no. So you want to be concise, you want to say it, and you want to be nice. So you don't want to beat around the bush or give you excuses about this and that, why you have to say no. It really can only give at times an opening for that person to just be like, hey, well, so-and-so. I mean, you can break down a brief, explanation of whatever's going on. But with this, you want to be short and sweet and just, remember to be nice. It's not hard to be nice. Shit. And then also, the next tip is you want to be firm and be clear. Don't leave any room for a maybe. Those maybes are fucking deadly. So if someone really can't accept you saying no, when you're being clear, you're being firm, you're being polite, you're being concise, then you really want to say, is this really my friend or not? I mean, if they're going to give me such a hard time and be on my shit about saying no, then, you may have to kind of think a minute about it, but stand firm and don't feel compelled to give in just because the person maybe is feeling a little uncomfortable. So the next tip I wanted to mention is you don't want to feel bad for putting yourself first. Really just put your needs first. If you notice, if you've ever taken a plane anywhere, they say when those oxygen masks come down, you got to put it on yourself first before you can put it on your fucking baby. They're not even saying the person next to you or whoever the fuck. They're saying a baby. I know this is an example of, obviously something in an emergency, but it's a great example to me of just putting yourself first to be there for other people. I mean, really, if I can get anything across with this, it's really, it's really that. And then just acknowledge you can't do everything. I mean, shit, there's only 24 hours in the day. We got to spend a good chunk of that sleeping, eating, shitting, you know what I mean? Like, so, you have to be able to have some time for yourself, however that looks, whether you work out, whether you fucking, play chess, or however it is that you feel that you need to chill and connect with something. Just acknowledge that you really, you can't do everything. You have to say no, just because you're only one person. And then last but not least, I just want to say, don't over-explain or apologize when you're saying no. Keep it short and sweet. Sometimes apologizing can make it seem like you're full of shit. You don't have to be sorry, you just have to be honest. And honesty, again, will show that you love that person, despite saying no. No doesn't have to be negative. I mean, it really doesn't. And there's, really another point I can stress on here is it doesn't have to be negative. It can be, and it is a positive thing to be able to say no and show that you care about yourself, you care about the person, you care about the situation. So I just wanted to share this. I actually had a poll up on all my social medias, even my private one, and I got almost like a 50-50 split on people saying that they feel guilty when they say no, and people who have said that no, they don't feel guilty. And thanks to everyone, however you voted, or whatever, it means a lot, because I wanted to kind of get that feedback. So it's just an interesting sort of split, and it wasn't to one side, wasn't male or female, it wasn't race, anything like that. It wasn't anyone in parts of back east or here or anything. It was very, very much varied. So thanks for everyone for checking that out. And really, really happy that I can hone in on this episode on the self-care piece, because I really felt that saying no without feeling guilty is a big step for us here in 2020. All right, so check us out. Look at this here. We're on to the song of the week. We have that, and then I'm going to finish with a poem. And again, everyone, thanks for rolling with me. I'm having a good time. Just chilling here. It's fucking like 9:20. I'm going to take a drink of water. That water's good. That shit is good. Okay, so the song of the week I chose is by, and you will know it's by the Trail of Dead. They're pretty much known as the Trail of Dead, so I'll probably just keep calling them that. The band that I talked about seeing about like 10 minutes earlier. The song I chose is a song called Crowning of a Heart. It is on the it was on the EP The Secret of Elena's Tomb. This came out in like 2003. Love this song. It's a great example of this band's I don't know, I guess songwriting skills, or their sort of style, or it's somewhat of a simple song, but it has this bass line that it starts off with really, really great melodies, and it builds up to this crescendo of guitars, crash cymbals, and it's so it's like orchestral almost for like a minute there, because it feels like it has like a lot of layers. Really cool lyrics, and it also has it's a pretty cool segue into the next song on this EP, and that song is called Counting Off the Days, which is more of an acoustic melancholy song, but great fucking song. These two songs back to back, Crowning of a Heart and Counting Off the Days, it's just awesome. It just, the way it goes from one song to the next, and they're somewhat different, because the first song, Crowning of a Heart, has more it has more of a louder sound, as I mentioned, with the sort of wall of sound with the crash cymbals and the guitar. Really, really great melodies during that part too. So listen for it, even though it's really like a loud sound. Listen for the melody. It's awesome, and just how it goes into the next song, Counting Off the Days, which is a really good song. Very melancholy, as I said, but a great song. So hey, back to Counting of a Heart. I wanted to read you the lyrics of it. It's pretty short. So he says, crowning of a heart, textures and shades, a bitter London night on the motorway. You look so divine, back in the seat, wicked desires ablaze in me. Back inside the house, into the room, watching as the light slowly fade from view. Couldn't even talk, what could you say? Every thought just racing away. Crowning of a heart, textures and shades, crescents in her eyes as we gazed away. Fucking awesome. Awesome lyrics. Very poetic at times. Has a really nice flow to it. And it's short. I'm a big fan of short and simple, short and sweet. Sometimes when it's like pages or, stanzas, paragraphs upon paragraphs, I just say, I don't know. And then honestly, and I did this with a lot of Jim Morrison's poetry, I'll find parts of it that I really like and really connect with. Could be a line or two lines out of a couple page poem. Sometimes I like the long ones. Like Charles Bukowski writes really good long ones. They're very much prose and very much, very, very, very interesting. So yeah, really, really dope song. I'll probably post it somewhere on my Instagram and my Twitter. And again, it's at Podcast True Blue. Water Burp 2.0 right there. Thanks, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to give you my poem. This is a poem I wrote. It's a shorty but goodie. Here goes. My aim to please has worn off. From A to B, sea change. So let me just be clear. Sea change is SEA, like sea out to sea. It's an expression if you're not sure of what it meant. I didn't know what it meant until Beck named his album Sea Change, and I looked it up, and that's an awesome album, by the way. But it just really means a notable or profound transformation, and it actually did come from what it sounds like, as far as out to sea. It actually meant that you were wrought by the sea, like the sea fucked you up and changed you. So this one I wrote, it's more of a visual, more of a play on words, because I say my aim to please has worn off. From A to B, sea change. So what I'm saying there is, obviously from A to B, and then C, we're going to go the alphabet. We're going to go from A to Z. Eventually, it's going to give all the letters, which are words, and blah, blah, blah. So from A to B, sea change, meaning that obviously C is the next letter. I don't know. I just kind of dug it the way it came out of my skull. And saying my aim to please has worn off kind of goes a bit, now that I think about it, with the theme of this saying no. My aim to please has worn off, And then I just I say from A to B, sea change. So really cool stuff. Something I just kind of simple, but really enjoyed sharing. Like talking about the sea change. And I can mention that Beck album. The album I'm talking about is very acoustic, but really good. I think it came out in 2002 or 3. Good shit. All right, everyone. Well, hey, that's it for your boy. Thanks for hanging with me for session 5. I appreciate you letting me talk my shit and just be here with you. You guys have a great week, and I will catch you guys here on fucking next week. Hope we have a good Super Bowl. Honestly, I don't care which team wins. I'm happy for either team. I guess I want the Chiefs to win. I want good commercials. I don't want to be fucking having people tell me all this shit or who I should vote for or fucking all this bullshit. I just want funny commercials. Make it funny. And then also, what else do I want? I want a good game. Oh, and the Puppy Bowl. For y'all who know what the Puppy Bowl is, it's on Animal Planet. That shit comes on, I think, at 3 p.m. Or I don't know what time it is. I think it's 3 p.m. Mountain Time. So I guess that'd be 5 p.m. Eastern time. But yeah, Puppy Bowl, good commercials, Super Bowl. You guys have a great week, and I will see you soon. Peace.